Over the last 2 and a bit years, we, together, have fought and waded through a large quantity of Easter eggs. Some are very small, some are very large, and some are very easy to spot, and some are very hard to unlock. Two of the most challenging, I would say, would be unlocking the Scarab Gun or the Tribute Room, both of which live in the world of Halo. But concealed away within an incredible Sega Dreamcast title is an egg that is so ridiculously complex and hard to crack, it's a wonder anyone ever discovered it in the first place. So, join me as we dive into the world of Shenmue 2 on the Easter Egg Hunter. Welcome everyone to the home of finding sweet chocolate Easter eggs within our video games. Well, okay, perhaps not chocolate ones, but it's as good as having and finding the real thing, but just on a different level, as this is the Easter Egg Hunter. Number 1. Shenmue 2 is played out over 4 individual discs, and right from the off I can tell you that this stupendous secret can only be found and activated during the movements of disc 2. So before you even reach this section, you have to play through a good few hours of the story, tackling numerous challenges, including trying to retrieve your stolen bag, gathering a job, finding a place to stay, learning martial art moves from numerous instructors, and meeting a ton of people along the road. All in all, this will lead up to Diol cleaning the walls at the temple and talking to Shoring, who will put you up for the night at the Dongyang Apartments in room 207, and the game will then ask you for disc 2 to be inserted. During the first few scenes of disc 2, Diol will not be able to leave the Wise Men's Quarter until he has discovered a book that is hidden away at the back of the library on the left, which will be given to you after Shoring teaches you to catch leaves from the courtyard where you air out the books during the morning. Immediately after you have acquired the Wallingshoe book, you can leave the Wise Men's Quarters and begin the journey to unlocking this Easter egg. The first step towards finding the Easter egg requires heading to the Golden Quarter, where lurking one of the side streets off the main road is a shop named Tomato, a convenience store where randomly you can and must speak to the shop assistant behind the counter known as Izumi. After a short chat with her, you can leave the store and venture off towards the next stage that lurks in Pigeon Park within the area of Workers' Pier. As you enter this district, make a heading for the large fountain, to which a cutscene will play out and a new conversation with a woman practicing Kung Fu called Eileen will begin. She will ask Diol if he wants a match, which he will kindly turn down, and shortly after, you will finish talking, and once again Diol will head off and do his own thing. This is where you must head towards the Come Over Guest House, which you initially stay at during the beginning moments of the game, and once there, and rather than heading inside, turn Diol so he is facing in the opposite direction to the main door, where on the right you can spot a narrow alleyway. Wander down this right up until you spot a small shop on the corner where a man is stacking crates in a room to the left. In the middle of the store is a doorway that is covered in white tiles, which you must enter, and this leads on to a tiny courtyard where a table is laid out in front of you, decorated with various items containing toys that Diol can pick up and utilise to gain money by selling them on. There is also a big bronze medal that must be obtained there and then, otherwise as soon as you walk back into the shop doorway, this will be boarded up and your only chance to collect the medal and the Easter egg will have gone altogether, so make sure you bag it. After acquiring the medal, Diol must head back to the Golden Quarter to the video game arcade, which is separated into 3 levels. The first allows you to relax and play numerous arcade machines, including Outrun and Space Harrier, whereas on the second offers you the chance to gamble away your earnings. The third, however, would normally be blocked off, but since you now handle the bronze medal, you can now head up the steps to where a man dressed in white awaits you. He then offers Diol if he'd like to watch or participate. At first you'll have absolutely no idea what's going on, so enter anyway, costing you a total of $20. And lo and behold, Eileen will be waiting for you, and in order to progress to the next step, you must defeat her in a fight, and this will more than likely take you several goes, or in my case, about 10, as she is one tough cookie. After conquering Eileen, she will mention that there is another opponent to fight, so when you are ready and best to save at this point, head back inside, enter, and pay another $20, and this time standing in front of you is Izumi from the convenience store, where she promises to take you to a special place if you can defeat her. Now, if you found the first fight with Eileen tough, then this is even tougher. Probably one of the toughest fights in the whole entire game. But at least you'll find out what all the buttons do by the time you have taken her out. Once Izumi is dealt with, head out of the video game arcade, turn left and left again into the side street and wander back into the Tomato convenience store, where you should strike up another conversation with Izumi, which will initiate a cutscene, leading on to that chat about this special place Izumi promised to take you to, and is exactly where the Easter egg lays. A few seconds later, after more chit chat, the game will go to the Wise Men's Quarter to the duck races, where you can now gamble upon any duck of your choosing to win a race. You can do this as many times as you like, but this is not the end of the secret, as unbelievably, if you go all the way back to the temple to the courtyard, positioned in front of the library where you also caught the leaves from the tree, well, now rather than trying to catch one leaf at a time, you need to catch two. If you repeat this process 3 times, and sometimes just twice will be enough, you'll hear a quack from above, and then a ruffling of feathers, to which a white feather will float down in amongst the falling red leaves, to which you must catch it. But if you miss, don't worry, just repeat the leaf process again. And you might want to note that if you can gather 3 leaves at a time, the quack will happen straight away. After gathering the feather, the camera will pan within the tree, revealing a duck sitting perched on one of the branches above, to which the game will ask you, do you want to catch it? Say yes and the duck will fall onto the ground and into your possession, and you can now control the duck and try and win a race at the duck races. And this concludes perhaps one of the most complex secrets I've ever seen, and one that I expect many have missed, but if you do have some spare time, I seriously recommend giving it a go, as you'll have a quacking time.